Hello, everyone. This is Natalie Restored, your multi-dimensional channeler and intuitive hypnotist. Welcome here on Facebook, on the main page, in the group, and on YouTube as well. So let me know who's there. I would love to know who's joining today, where you're from. And today we're going to talk about Lemuria, about Atlantis. So I'm quite excited to be with you today to talk about those two civilizations, we can call them like that, as some information came through recently and make some kind of parallel with our energies at the moment and what we're going through as humanity. So wonderful. Hello, around the corner. Who's around the corner? I'm trying to guess who's around the corner, but hello, I'm so happy you're here. I will just wait for more of you. Hello, Bernice. I'm just going to wait for a few of you to join in. I know some were interested. Today we will talk about Atlantis and Lemuria, what they mean for me, what I have read about. So it's definitely information that got downloaded or at least retrieved by other people. Tammy, that's good. You see, sometimes I see the people's names, sometimes I don't. So I'm so happy you're here. Beautiful. So, so yeah, I will share the information not only that I retrieved personally through channeling, through dreams, through different connections, but also what I read about it, what seems to me make sense, and at the same time how it creates a parallel with what we're going through. And because I want all of you to to find out what is their connection with either Lemuria, Atlantis, or both, we will end this gathering with a short activation again to help each one of us to strengthen the connection we have with those dimensions. And I will tell you why I call them dimensions. So sometimes I see people's names, but today all I see, besides Bernice, I see Facebook users. So I see hello Natalie and everyone. So Facebook user, I'm just sharing my hello to you. Um, so my question now is, which civilization do you feel the most connected to? Do you feel more connected to Lemuria? Do you feel more connected to Atlantis, or both? I would be curious. So just in the comment section, I'll just put my microphone here. Tell me which civilization seems to connect with you a little bit more. Maybe already you had some connections or some visions. Bernie says Lemuria. Beautiful. Wonderful. What about everybody else? Well, I'm waiting for your comments. I'll just tell you that Atlantis is probably the one we hear the most. I mean, mainstream, if we can still call that mainstream. We're still working with metaphysical kind of energies at this point. Another person, sorry again, it says Facebook user, but somebody says Atlantis here. So Atlantis definitely is the one we hear the most about. There was even a show in the 80s, an American show, TV series, and it was called The Man from Atlantis or something like that, with Patrick Duffy. So it's, it's connected to the Bermuda Triangle. So we're kind of more aware that there has been a possible civilization that sank, and it was around the Atlantic Ocean. So we're kind of more aware about this one, while Lemuria seems a bit more mysterious. So I will share what I received for both and what is usually said around those two civilizations. And again, we will end this little conversation with an activation to help each one of you connect to either both civilization or one of them to retrieve the guidance you're meant to be receiving today. Okay? It's Marie. Yes, you don't. Yeah, you know what? I'm just. Oh, you see, I see you now. There's Tonya here. You see, I see. Yeah, good. On Facebook, I don't even. Yeah, you don't even know which civilization. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, chronologically, we think, and I say we, whomever channeled this, feel Lemuria happened a little bit earlier. We're talking chronologically. And then Atlantis overlaps. So before the end of the Lemurian civilization was growing the Atlantis civilization. It's like any history when one empire suddenly emerges, becomes the ruling power, and suddenly collapses to allow other civilizations and cultures to emerge. It's the same thing, except that we don't have physical proofs that it's there or it has existed. We feel that it has been somehow either buried or it's underground or underwater. So this is why it still remains a little bit vague in terms of chronology. So again, the story tells us that when star beings, we're not talking about one species, we're talking about many species who wanted to start breeding Earth, starting to allow human or at least humanoid life on Earth. Well, they were entering the Earth plane as higher vibrations or higher dimensional beings. We're talking about, if my memory is good and it's not that relevant, but 7th, 9th, 11th dimension. So we're talking about non-physical beings, and they entered our realm and created Lemuria. So they were just energies, and they were just totally in love, totally flowing in the experience of feeling density, feeling a world where everything was becoming dense. The idea was to discover what was density, it wasn't yet third dimensional as we know it right now, but it was way lower in terms of vibration than what they were coming from. So the goal, the lesson, the experience, the project was to simply live, explore a very high vibrational existence into a plane, into a realm that was a little bit lower vibration, again on Earth. So the process, the experience, from what I know, went okay for definitely a few thousand years. We're talking about definitely a lot of, probably a few 100,000 of years. And it went okay until they had eventually to bring their vibration down to work more, to feel more adapted to our world right now. So, so that was the Lemurian experience, but they were extremely adapted to Earth, and Earth was evolving as well. So, species, animals, everybody, it's the Eden, like from the Bible. We're talking about Eden, where animals, men, human, different species could live as one. There was no need to kill in order to survive. So it was kind of a paradise the way we see it. So this is Lemuria. And eventually, some of the Lemurians wanted to experience a more third and fourth dimensional experience. So they needed to bring their vibration down, so less be less in this light, loving, high vibration, and it was a power quest. It was definitely a desire to conquer. So the ego within our human species was starting to grow. So it's as if there was a branch from the Lemurian civilization, which decided to conquer another space, another territory, and play with the energies in a different way. So they branched out from the Lemurians, conquered another area, and this is how Atlantis was born. Of course, I'm definitely summarizing it a lot here, but we're of course from the same roots, even though they were all coming from different star systems. But we grew, we learned to live here through all those years, those thousands and thousands of years. But again, a group decided to branch out, and Atlantis emerged until Lemuria disappeared, apparently from a volcano eruption, and the continent. Is it a continent, or is it a different aspect of our continents right now, the way we know it? That remains a mystery, even though we have a tendency to locate Lemuria around Hawaii, a little bit of California, British Columbia, and Polynesia. So this is normally where people locate Lemuria, while Atlantis is more a supposedly continent in the Atlantic Ocean. That remains to be proved. It's not sure yet. It could have been, the way the continents are right now, or or at least another version of it. But don't get caught up with that. Again, we don't have any proofs. And I know sometimes I'm looking for maps, and I see like really two different big, huge islands. And this is the continent of Lemuria. This is the continent of Atlantis. And it feels right. And at the same time, I do feel they were somehow connected by land. Again, question mark. My first experience with Lemuria, and please share your own if you have any experience through dreams and channelings, please share that in the comment section. But my experience was simply through a dream, and that was, I don't know, I would say 8 or 9 years ago, like really in the middle of the dream, I heard Lemuria, Lemuria, Lemuria. And usually when it's insisting on one word, it means I need to open my eyes in order to memorize the word. Then I can go back to sleep. And of course, I wake up in the morning wanting to know. And the person who became my mentor, channeling mentor, gave me precisions through a channeling. And I asked, what is the civilization of Lemuria? I dreamt about it. I looked online. And again, it's so vague, the information around Lemuria. And I said, what is that past and old civilization of Lemuria? And she said, dear child, it is actually not an old civilization. It is actually still present here. So what it is that Atlantis and Lemuria, or another version of Earth, vibrating at a different dimension. So if we take the human 3D Earth chronology, they're in the past. We went through this. Now, if we are envisioning time and space as a circular or accessible information or locations, as everything is happening right now, parallel lives, parallel existence, then it is there. It is there. So we still have within us and around us access to Lemuria and Atlantis. Atlantis, I'll just finish with Atlantis. Again, they were more focused on power, scientific exploration, and they used all the telepathy, all of the, let's say, the spiritual intuitive gifts that we usually connect to Lemuria, or to the intuitive or channelers, and of course exponentially bigger and bigger, and way more gifts than what we can even conceive right now as human beings. Well, Atlantis used this in order to kind of create another reality, to conquer, and to also modify humans, to work with the DNA, to work with an energy. And again, that is information I received, but also I read and got from other channelers. So who knows if in a year from now, what I'm sharing with you today will be totally outdated. Please keep an open mind around that. This is only information we are channeling. And remember, when we channel information, we are being shown what we're ready to see as human beings, the channeler, but also what can be shared, you know. So I do have a feeling we'll get more details, and some of our old concepts around Lemuria and Atlantis will disappear. But for now, this is what we have. So think of two civilizations, one which emerged a bit earlier. Some people say that what I say, I call it Mu, but I think it's Mu, M-U, emerged even before Lemuria and turned into Lemuria, and then Lemuria branched out a section of our a part of the human experience, decided to branch out and create Atlantis again. You know, it's over thousands of years, of course, and that's it. And Atlantis, I think, disappeared underwater. So these energies are still there because they're very important. So if we compare what we experience right now in those past civilizations, we're not there yet in terms of dimensional comprehension and access to all those higher gifts. We're talking, and if you're here, it's because either you are very intuitive, or you're very interested by this, or you are already playing with those energies, healers, lightworkers, starseeds. Then this is the tiny percentage of what Lemurians and Atlanteans could do. Lemurians were connected to the symbiosis with the vegetation, the loving energy, the respect for nature. And again, a lot of people say, if ever you want to have a visual taste of what Lemuria was, just watch Avatar, the movie, and of course disregard the violent aspect of it. But when they are interacting together and they show the magical aspect of their reality, this could be close to it. I shared a little bit earlier, if you're on Facebook, whether it's the group or the main page, a picture of of course it's all digitally created, but of a land where all species, star species, earth species, animals, vegetation, were living as one. And the climate was way more balanced. This is the idea that we can have of Lemuria. No conflicts, just full, complete exploration. It's like being at the university all the time and never being competing with one another. It's Eden, it's paradise, it's being human, and at the same time playing with all those beautiful higher dimensional gifts we all have, and we are uncovering more and more. So right now, one of you was asking a question around the health situation. Right now, as more of us are opening up the access to their fifth plus dimensional personality version experience, We are getting closer to the Lemurian and Atlantis aspect. So we're opening a breach through time and space. And again, remember, there's no past or future. Everything is happening here. It's just by opening your intuitive sensors that you start to see and access and feel and retrieve the information. It is there all around. But as we are going through this health crisis, we feel very strongly, and again, please feel free to share about this. We feel more and more the Lemurian energy and the Atlantean energy. I shouldn't say fight, because it's not really a fight, but they are again coming back. So we're not working with the same level of understanding and the same level of intuitive gifts. They were more advanced from what we know. But at the same time, you have people like me and probably a lot of you who really are looking for equilibrium, or really looking for the blend, the peaceful blend of the earth body and its natural growth through multidimensional channeling, energy connection. I have a more Lemurian energy, while you have people who are also feeling extremely intuitive, but their information, whatever they download, is more scientific, more playing with the DNA, more playing with the upgrade of the human being through DNA and genomic manipulation. That would be more the Atlantean energy. So we are at this crossroads, which could bring us back to the moment where two main currents of human earth evolution appeared a long time ago. So that is the only parallel I will make with our actual situation. A part of the Lemurian energy will come through in some of us, and we will express the desire to blend every aspect of us, the 3D one, the fifth dimensional one, while others will work more with the scientific and manipulation. I don't say either one is right or wrong. Actually, the best would be that we work together. That is the ideal, to use scientific discoveries in order to make sure that everyone on Earth, including Gaia, including vegetation, including animals, including all the races, can live in peace, can live feeling supported. There's no competition. There's just, we are taking care of you. So of course, the Lemurian aspect should blend with the Atlantean aspect. And this is the lesson. History repeats itself because we're, again, at a crossroads where we have the choice to go one way or another, and at the same time, we could blend both gifts and or both visions and make a world a lot better. So we can do this. There's things we cannot control. There's things we don't have access to. But both energies, Lemurian energies, Atlantean energies, are totally accessible. And again, some will feel more Lemurian because we need to balance with a very strong emerging Atlantean energy. So that's where we are right now. Again, my perspective, and feel free to learn about it, to connect, and to read about it. But the best way, yes, Heather says we can send out love to the world. Exactly. That is a very, very Lemurian kind of energy. We need both. We need both. We need both. Some will be better with the scientific aspect of things. Some will be better with the more, let's say, I should say empathic energy, compassionate energy, more focus on humanity and all that. We need both. We really need both. Without science, we wouldn't have the comfort and the security and the health care system we have. And at the same time, we need to remember what Gaia is giving us and what is the ideal goal is to look for balance in all this. But the best way for you to find out which, if you don't know yet, which energy you're connecting the most to, Lemurian, Atlantean, maybe both, which is the ideal, is to go through an activation. And that's what we will do in the next minutes, pretty much 2-3 minutes. Through this activation, we will all receive something different. I will guide us, and eventually I will leave a little bit of silence to allow us to retrieve the guidance we're meant to be hearing. Sometimes you will clearly receive the information. This is from the Lemurian database that you're connecting to. So, or you may receive, no, this is really more from Atlantis. And maybe you won't even receive the origin, or you won't know from which source. And it's not really important. Just because we're having this conversation right now is already telling all the beings and all the energies around, please connect to the Lemurian energy, the Atlantis or the Atlantean energy, and share with each one of us what we're ready to receive in order to feel more aligned with our life mission. And again, the main goal of what we're going through is to reach balance. To reach balance, that we accept every aspect of who we are, and at the same time we are looking to bring a certain equilibrium that competition, conflicts, and very ego-based desires are slowly dissipating to focus on a more community goals or goal. So my question right now, before we start the activation, is: do you have any questions? Do you have around Lemuria, around Atlantis, around what I said? And if you do, I'll do my best to answer them. Or do you feel more drawn to Lemuria or Atlantis after what I shared? Or did you already download any kind of information regarding this? Hello, everyone. So I'm just waiting for some of your comments. I would love to hear from you and see what you feel. Again, Lemuria is more Gaia. It's more Gaia, multi-dimensional connections to bring peace and to create a link between higher realms and higher realms and Earth, the Earth plane. Atlantis is really not playing, I shouldn't say this word, it's more exploring all the information we can retrieve through channeling, through intuition, and use the tools of Earth to create and upgrade humans, that we can feel more adapted, that we don't feel like victims of circumstances. So, a Facebook user, I'm sorry, your name does not appear, definitely Atlantis, but I would love to tap into Lemuria more to bring balance, might be what I'm missing. Totally, that is a request you can do during the activation. If not, trust your higher self. Remember, your higher self is always the coordinator of all the information you will be connecting to today. So beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. I'll just wait for more comments here. Hello, Heidi. I see people are connecting from different platforms. We're on Facebook and we are also on YouTube. Like that, I'm sure not to miss anyone. So just waiting for more comments. And if not, we are ready to dive in. And I will love to have really your comments after the activation. We will all have the same indications. We will all have the same guidance. But when there will be a moment of silence, we will all feel, retrieve, and upgrade something around those past civilizations. And I say past, I should say parallel. Pedro, yeah, that was you, Pedro. So according to what you said, Lemuria, but science still important. Yes, yes, of course. Remember, these humanity is evolving. I mean, from the history we do remember right now, there has been times where we have learned a lot from science, and then we are letting go some of that knowledge. It's the same. It's the way things are evolving. But there, Atlantis and Lemuria were really working with high, really potent energies that we don't have yet, because they were connected to their intuitive gifts. They were connected to everything we're rediscovering, like channeling, healing, telepathy. That is something they came with. And this is really just 1%. 1%. What we're discovering is nothing. The ability of growing things, of the thoughts, creating, materializing things. This is something we don't have access to, or maybe we don't, but I'm not aware of. But normally this is not, we have access. Them, when they entered the earth plane, they had this already. They just had this. So they wanted to see how they could live on earth with those gifts, and they just adapted the third dimension, which became a third dimension. But earth was growing on its own, and the first visitors were trying to blend the earth vibration with their own vibration. So there was a need of that adaptation. But us, our history as we remember it right now, is fully and deeply third dimensional. So we need to raise this. So you get ready, guys? Beautiful. So be seated. If you have headphones, I do recommend that. The experience is always a little bit better. We should be together for another 15 minutes. And we will start with a relaxation. And eventually you will feel something coming through. I just need to drink. Beautiful. So close your eyes right now and take a deep breath in through the nose and just breathe out until no more breath. So when you breathe out through your mouth until no more breath. We will do this 3 more times at our own pace. Beautiful. So use your powerful imagination to allow your mind to create feelings and images based on the words I'm sharing. Right now, sense that there's a beautiful energy coming from the center of the earth, sending a beam of light to you. And like it's entering your lower back, going up along your body and just waiting still in your solar plexus, right in the middle of your body, between your chest and your belly button, as you feel another source of energy, a light beam coming from up above, and suddenly it's entering the top of your head, going down, and meeting the other energy coming from Earth right in your solar plexus. And feel those two energies, Gaia's energies, the grounded Earth, human, physical energy, melding, connecting, blending with the star energy, the fifth and up dimensional energies. As you feel right now, a deep connection, a deep union between your earth self and your star self, growing, expanding in your solar plexus. As I speak right now, you may or may not feel some warmth in your solar plexus, in your mid-back, spreading as the light in your solar plexus is expanding. You see this and feel this in your own way. There's never any right or wrong with the way we do this. As it is expanding within you, you feel stronger, rooted, and at the same time extremely excited to enter a new adventure in higher dimensions. And the energy that came from Earth and the stars that rooted themselves in your solar plexus are expanding so much that they're becoming bigger than your own body, creating a bubble of light all around you. Your body is now completely surrounded by a bubble of light originating from your solar plexus, fueled by Earth, fueled by the stars, and your star origin. And this bubble of light all around you is creating some kind of pod, some kind of interdimensional vehicle. And if you extend your vision beyond your own pod, beyond your own energetic field, your own bubble of light, you realize that many other beings are also in their own little pod. So obviously all of us here in the activation, whether you're watching this live or as a replay, we are still tuned in the same vibration, the same experience. So again, look around with your inner vision and see all the other beings in their pod, waiting for the count up, where we will all together travel through a vortex of energy, a portal of energy which will take us from this timeline to another one. I will count from 1 to 10, and at 10 you will sense your body going through a portal of energy which will look like a spiral, like a vortex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the word that is coming through is lift off. As we're all entering the vortex, and like very rapidly we're projected into another time, another dimension, another realm. Even though we're all connected, the vision, the landscape might look different for each one of us. You're now in a new place, in a new world, or at least an alternate reality. Your higher self is there guiding you, and you may have other guides coming to welcome you. You're now being greeted by the beings of this other reality. They have a life, they have daily chores, daily activities, missions, journeys, and you have entered their sphere. You have entered their dimension. It's as if we had taken an elevator, a plane, a rocket, and we had landed into their world. They knew we were coming. And they want to show you something that you already have experienced, you already have coded within you as a data, as information, but they want you to remember. They want you to remember that you have access to that information and to that dimension. So look around, look at the beings, at the species, at the vegetation, if there's some. Look at the sky. Is there water or not? Look at the architecture, if there's any. Observe. Ask your guides, whomever is around you, and remember that you might see them or you might just sense that there are beings around you. You can ask them where you are. It might be one of the two words we have talked about earlier. It could be a new word, or it could be a word you know in a different dimension. Let the information come through. Ask them why you're here. Ask them what they want you to remember. As you authorize the experience to move forward, I will give us a minute of silence to interact with the beings, the energies of that location, of that place, of that dimension, and allow effortlessly, powerfully, information coded within you to be unlocked. Let's do this now. If you have a question, please ask. They will answer you visually with words or through sensations. I've been asked to end this activation with light language. There's no need to open your eyes. Just allow the sounds and the tones to finalize the integration of the knowledge that is being recovered, brought back to surface, to awareness within you. Shilat it I eerlijk nu de eerk te krielk in krielash is het terlogie de krolo in terloog eerlijk eerkt lach Nee, shatarat ich in konirte frie. Kilach in Take a deep breath in through the nose and breathe out until no more breath. Thanking our guests, thanking our guides, thanking our higher self for this connection. Everything that we have retrieved and uncovered is now totally and permanently reactivated within us. And more will be uncovered in the days to come. And the more we are aligned with our journey, the more we retrieve information on our own. The connection we have with the realm, this world, your world, remains connected. You can come back here anytime you want. It is time for us to slowly come back to our awareness, starting to wiggle our feet and hands, rocking our head from side to side. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And let's share a little bit of that and tell me how it was for you. What you saw, what you heard, what you experienced. We all had a different experience. Some may overlap, I wouldn't be surprised. We might find some common feelings, descriptions, and sensations. And while you are typing your information, I will just share mine. My body feels extremely light and warm. It is quite amazing. For me, it was nor Lemuria or Atlantis. I've been told that these cannot come back. I mean, the way we know about that or about those civilizations, it cannot come back. We are building something else. On the other hand, the place I connected to, which we connected when we did the multidimensional connection festival, we were 10 people, actually even 11, and one of us initiated that connection with that realm. We were all there, of course, but it opened definitely for me and probably for a few people an access to that realm. And that realm is another version of Earth, which is a blend of Atlantis and Lemuria. But there's no need to dissociate them. They are together. They are one. And it felt exactly like that. I was invited to join I don't know, it looked like a library, and at the same time it looked like a lab. And I received a lot of blue light, like really blue white light, and I could feel my eyes moving. So I know usually it's an upgrade. And a being was actually, it was a light being. It looked like humanoid, but all the veins and the ligaments and the nervous system of that being was pure light, blue light. So I do feel, and that being wanted to come and see me. I was not authorized to interact with the being, and eventually it came out from its room, wherever it was, and held me, and was very emotional for a while. It held me, and I know it's where I'm coming from. I hear it's serious, but again, I'm pretty sure I was connected to different star systems. So this is my experience, which was extremely beautiful. I'm going to read yours. Marie says, it was all black and we were in our gold pods. I was waving at the person next to me, felt like I was on some roller coaster. Yes, definitely. That's how definitely it started. It was really a common, we were probably 6 or 7 people doing it today, but remember, we have people who are doing this during their meditation, during nighttime. So we were more than that. Heidi says, that was a vivid, intense, and very, very, very busy. So many beings. My sacral chakra, very warm, yes, and feel much better. Earlier, I have been hurting in every muscle and joint, and I went into this act. Yeah, I feel a lot better and lighter, totally. So whether you're watching this live or as a replay, I will read your comments on Facebook, on the page, in the group, and on YouTube. I do feel that this is a connector. Oh, that's what you meant, in this activation. Yeah, but I'm just going. This activation very easily, and seen a couple of different terrains. First desolate, bare, and then a forest. Never seen any building. That's totally fine. I haven't seen any. They were more crystal. So it's like you enter a space and it feels you're entering something, but it's see-through. So there's no walls. Again, it doesn't mean we were on the same space or in the same place, but we may have. So again, Atlantis and Lemuria, their vibration chronologically has existed, and they remain accessible to us. It will never be Lemuria. Let's not bring back Lemuria. I know some people feel nostalgic. Let's not bring back Atlantis. Some people feel nostalgic. We are creating a new world. And it is so important for us light workers and starseeds and intuitives and healers, to work together to help one another, because we do need help. We really do need help. I know as a light worker, I love to connect with my friends, my colleagues, because I need their energy. They always have a complementary energy to mine. So that is beautiful. We're here to make sure that we blend all those dimensional aspects of us. So again, there's no way back. We're not going back to Lemuria. We're not going back to Atlantis. We're creating a new world, which will take some, or at least be infused by the energies of Atlantis and Lemuria. But we are creating something new. And the more you work with your intuitive energies, all your clairs, all your gifts, the more we are bringing this alternate reality we visited into this one. So somebody says, I didn't see much. I still have to develop, Pedro, those gifts, but was very connected. High energies. You do not need to see much. You probably feel more, and it's totally fine. Again, seeing is probably helping us to describe a bit more, but there's a reason why you're joining us, Pedro. So it's totally fine. Do not be surprised if a sense of knowing comes through you eventually, like, I know it's this, I sense it's this. Heidi, and elementals and gardening were mentioned or visioned many times. I'm not surprised. Marie says, it was a tickle, then it made me giggle, then we went up. Had two tall gray alien beings in black robes. He came out and immediately touched my heart and third eye. It was tall, grass and trees and blue sky. It was sunny and warm. I was naked and gold. Then I put my hands over my eyes and he showed me an eagle and the code MH97. That is interesting, Murray. Very, very, very interesting. Again, you will probably learn more about that code. Very interesting, honestly. So you see, we have things in common, as I do believe everyone connecting, even if you watch this in a year from now, you were somehow part of our group or our family. There are different groups meeting. Sometimes you may join different groups and it's okay. The way we have many friends and it's totally fine. But eventually we go to similar places. It might look different sometimes, but most of the time we have something in common. That's why we meet at different locations. All right, so yes, somebody says a star. First thought, it is possible that it could be a star. ID says to Murray that maybe the MH97 could be a star. It is possible. It could be a code, kind of a DNA code, but who knows? Again, ask your guides. So thank you for being here. I hope you liked it. There's so many things we can do when we channel, when we connect to high vibrations. I hope you feel extremely beautifully in your body, light, reconnected. Remember to drink water and to be aware and observe your feelings and observe your sensations. In the next 48 hours, dream time might reveal more data. During meditations, visions, interactions with other people, I have a feeling more welcome. And again, it was, thank you, a lot of hugs. So glad. Yeah, I'm sorry, Sam, we're just ending the connection, but feel free to go back to it. I'm wishing you a great evening, a great day, a good start of the day, wherever you are in the world. Please share this if you feel friends and family could be interested. Tag friends. When we're talking about Lemuria and starseeds and Atlantis, we're really connected to the origin of our planet and how we explored it and we adapted it and created it. So I do feel a lot will resonate with that. It was my pleasure. We will see each other very, very soon with new information, new things to explore. And until then, I'm sending you all my love and all my hugs and all my beautiful energy. All right. Talk to you very soon. Bye-bye for now.